What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is CM Puma, and we've got more Midas well here in franchise mode on Madden 16. As you can see, we're about to head in to take on the Steelers, but look who is on their team. J.J. Watt in the right end. He's basically on the other side where Midas well plays, so I'm interested to see how well he does in this game. But let's get right into it. First play of the game. We have Ryan Tannehill in the backfield. Midas comes hard into the backfield and misses. But Tannehill, he gets hit anyway and goes down. Very first play of the game, Tannehill gets injured. And, who comes in? Mike Glennon comes in. Can't get off the block right there. But in the backfield, that's a loss of 3 for the Steelers. 5 minutes to go. 3rd and 13. Midas trying to get back to the back, and he misses the quarterback. That is from this game forward, that is a huge, huge problem. Midas well gets into the backfield, and he just misses the quarterback. So, that's something we definitely have to work on. 45 seconds to go. They're on the 6-yard line, and as you can tell, neutral zone infraction by Midas well. That's happened quite a few times up to this point as well. That's going to move them out to the 11 instead of them being on the 6. Now, 2 and 2 to go. 15 seconds. Midas well gets into the backfield, but no. He cannot get the sack, but it's okay because the play is broken up. 3rd and 2 now on the 14-yard line. Glennon slowly to get up. Very next play. 9 seconds to go in the first quarter. Midas comes off his block, heads fast into the backfield, and hits Glennon. But a monstrous play ensues. So it didn't even matter that he got hit. Very first play of the second quarter. Midas saw that play coming from a mile away. Dexter McCluster is running for the Steelers. I think Jamal Charles pulled his hamstring. He is their running back, and he's out for a couple of weeks. Thank goodness for that. Just under 5 minutes, still 0-0. Second quarter. Midas getting into the backfield now, and again, missing the quarterback. He ends up having to throw it away, but Greg Hardy gets to him. As long as a play is not made, that is all I care about. And then this happens. Just above 4 minutes to go. Passing touchdown, 38 yards by Mike Glennon. Oh, man, we could have had him. We could have had him. It was 3rd and 2. We could have shut him down. But, oh, I'm sorry, Tannehill's back in the game. Interesting. I was unaware. He throws a touchdown, and the Steelers go up on us, 7-0. Second quarter, 3 minutes to go. You can't stop the beast. He gets kind of stood up by McCluster, but the rest of his teammates come in, help Midas well, pull McCluster down, and that he gets no gain on that one. Gets right to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Second quarter, 2.5 minutes to go. He comes off his block, and this time he gets to the quarterback. And Tannehill goes down. That is his 10th sack of the season. That is a huge milestone for Midas well, a rookie this year. A minute or so to go. There's a flag. And we can't handle all these flags here all the time. It's not good for us. Kevin Pierre-Louis, he gets the flag called. It's an automatic first down. 1st and 5 now. Calling for an audible. Midas comes off his block very well. Just blasts the quarterback. Just gut shots him. Tannehill goes down, and the play is broken up. But look at this. Getting a little feisty on the field there. 20 seconds to go in the half. Pittsburgh still up 7-0. Midas comes off his block, pushes past, and manages to just throw Tannehill to the ground. They call a timeout to save it, to save some time. 3rd and 14. Second quarter, and Midas is he just can't be stopped. These are kind of back-to-back plays right here. I think that brings it in to the second quarter with this kick, and it's short. It's short. We've had quite a few missed field goals by opponents this season. 2.5 minutes in the third quarter. It is now tied 7-up. Midas coming off the left. Look at this. Did you see that? There was 3 Seahawks around that guy. He goes up to catch it, and as we take a look at the replay, he not only tries to go up and catch it, but look at that, he gets turned completely over. He lands on his feet. Look at this, backwards, the ball comes out, and I think that's Sammy Watkins. He lands on his feet, 3rd and 10. The very next play, Tannehill's looking for somebody to throw it to. Midas can't get off, and he throws an interception. That's right. Cook gets an interception, and that gives the ball to Seattle Seahawks in a very good position, a very good field position, I'd say. 46-yard line, not too shabby. In Steeler territory, that's where we want to be. Man, that was completely underthrown, and Cook gets it. Seattle goes up 10-7 now. 30 seconds left in the third quarter, and Midas just straight up blast McCluster. He just pushes him straight to the ground. 5 tackles in this game alone, and there's still a whole another quarter to play. Into the fourth quarter now, 5.5 minutes to go. Seattle's still up 10-7. Midas getting into the backfield as best he can. Hits Tannehill, and that pass gets knocked away. Tannehill took a shot, and he's been taking them all game. Midas just is a beast. Seattle's now up 17-7. A minute to go left in the fourth quarter in this game. He gets into the backfield, gets hit. Another interception by Tannehill, and that's pretty much going to seal the deal for the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Richardson stands up with that ball. Let's take a look at the replay. And again, Tannehill just kind of underthrows it. Richardson gets in front of the receiver and manages to snatch that ball right out of the air. And that's it for this game. The Seahawks win 17-7, 2 takeaways, 158 rushing yards. Guys, Cam Newton may not be the best quarterback, who is the quarterback of the Steelers, but I'll tell you what, DeMarco Murray is a beast. Take a look at the stats here. Ryan Tannehill, 8 of 19, 132 yards and 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Mike Glennon had 58 yards. Cam Newton only 49. He only completed 8 passes. McGlennon did pretty well, 5 of 7. Not awful. Not awful. Take a look at the rushing. DeMarco Murray, 116 rushing yards and a touchdown. Dexter McCluster, 12 attempts for 38 yards. The Seahawks have got to have the best rush defense in the league. It's insane. Chris Ivory had a touchdown with 27 yards. Sammy Watkins, 80 yards on 4 attempts. That is fantastic. Vernon Davis, 39 yards. Wes Welker, 17 yards. Keenan Allen, 53. And then Malcolm Floyd, who had 11. And, hey, Keenan Allen had a touchdown for the Steelers. I think it was in garbage time, but it's okay. I kind of wanted to see what J.J. Watt did in this game, so we tried to go down and find him. Might as well. 5 solo tackles, 2 assists, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1.5 sacks in the game. That's an awfully good game for a rookie. So we go down, we try to find J.J. Watt. There he is. 2 tackles, 2 assisted tackles, and a tackle for loss, and half a sack. That's not the J.J. Watt we know, but it's whatever. Week 13, we go in and take on the 6-5 Vikings. We are now 10-1 with that win over the Steelers. The Vikings coming in. First quarter, 2 minutes to go. Might as well get into the backfield and just completely screws the pooch. Misses the quarterback, Chad Henne, and he throws it way downfield, 28 yards to Kendall Wright. First down, first quarter, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Look at this. It looks like Fred Jackson's going to get into the end zone, but he gets stuffed. And not only does he get stuffed, there is a flag on the play as well, and it's holding on the offense. So they get pushed back from the 1-yard line back to the 10. Yeah. They do not score. 7-0 Seattle. Midas gets off his blocker and manages to hit Chad Henne. A loss of yards, 10 sacks in the season. Actually, that should be more. I think that should be 11. Chad Henne gets completely spun around. First and 10. Seattle up 7-3 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. And might as well just wherever the ball is, That's where Midas is. Take a pause. Have a little drink of my beer. Now it's 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Midas comes in. He's just double teamed. Greg Hardy comes in, cleans up the mess, and he tackles Chad Henne for a huge loss for his 5th sack of the season. 7-yard loss. My gosh. You can see him coming off the end, just totally unblocked, and he eats Chad Henne's lunch. 1:30 to go in the first half. You ain't running on me. No, sir. 2 sacks in the game. They run a hurry-up offense, and now it's the third quarter. For just under 5 minutes, and we get into the backfield here and stuff the running back. And look at this. I mean, just anybody and everybody comes in on this play and tells him to sit down. 5:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Seattle up 17-6. And again, he just shoves Chad Henne to the ground. 4 tackles, 3 of them sacks. He's having a career game. You see, I mean, he just gets shoved to the ground. 4th and 10, 3.5 minutes to go. You know they're throwing, and you know they're going for the end zone. Midas can't get off his blocker. He throws it way downfield, and it's caught, and it's a touchdown. How ridiculous. There's no way that should have happened. I want to say that's Antonio Brown, but I'm not totally sure. If you're unfamiliar, we did a total redraft. Every team redrafted for this season, so nobody's on their original team. Minus a few things. We have Cam Chancellor and things like that. It's just random, but touchdown there, 17-12. They're going for a 2-point conversion. They got to get within a field goal, and no. Andre Ellington gets stuffed. He gets stuffed into the backfield. No 2 points for you. Look at that. Very good defense there by the Seahawks. I'm digging it. 3rd and 13. 20 seconds to go in the game. They got to score a touchdown. And look at that. They do score a touchdown. Holy cow. But it's okay. That's Andre Ellington's first receiving touchdown. It doesn't matter even if they go for 2. They're not going to win. It ends up being reviewed because he was so close. Look at that cameraman. It was so close to the line. It gets reviewed, and it stands as a touchdown. Look at this. Gets his toes down. That's just an amazing catch. But it doesn't matter after that as the game comes to an end. Seattle wins 24-19 with 112 rushing yards. We stuffed their rushing game to just 35 yards. Again, like I said, the Seattle Seahawks have got to have the best rushing defense in the league. Let's take a look at the stats for this game. Chad Henne, 15 of 22 for 311 yards and 22 touchdowns. Cam Newton, 15 of 23. But it's very similar to Chad Henne, but he only throws for 178 and 1 touchdown. Cam Newton has not been on top of the passing game in any of our games. DeMarco Murray, on the other hand, with 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's on top just about every single game. Fred Jackson follows him up with only 24 rushing yards. Cam Newton has more than the rest of the Vikings there. So we take a look at receiving. Jermaine Kearse with 43 receiving yards. Malcolm Floyd with 55. Jordan Reed for the Vikings with 26. Fred Jackson had 10. And that wasn't Antonio Brown. That was John Brown. He's a rookie with 1 touchdown, 128 yards. My goodness. And moving on into the final game of this video, we take on the 10-2 Baltimore Ravens. This is probably going to be the toughest test for the Seahawks this season. Very first play of the game. Shane Vereen in the backfield. Look at that. A huge sack of A.J. McCarron. Now, A.J. McCarron is in for the Ravens because Ben Roethlisberger got injured, and he was out for a couple of weeks with a leg injury. So we get to take on A.J. McCarron. 0-0, 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Midas shakes off his defender, gets held up, but Greg Hardy comes in. Big sack by Greg Hardy on A.J. McCarron. That is, we have got a serious defensive line here, where if we're not coming off the right side, off the left side, we're coming at you from the right with Greg Hardy. Good job there by him. Still 0-0, 3 minutes to go. Very next play, 2nd and 18. Midas shakes off his defender, and look at this. A.J. McCarron goes backwards. He gets sacked all the way to the 9, making it 3rd and 31. Midas gets his 15th sack of the season. He kind of teabags A.J. McCarron there. Jim Harbaugh is not happy. Very next play, 2.5 minutes to go, 3rd and 31. My goodness. And the ball comes loose on a huge hit by Midas Well. 2 sacks in this game, but the fumble. We forced a fumble, and it just so happened to be in the end zone, and the Seahawks end up getting it. Look at that. Bloop. Touchdown there for number 90. I want to say that's short. Look at him dancing around. Camera guy all up in his face. All up in his face. Seattle up 7-0. A minute and 15 to go. Sorry. Shane Vereen gets crushed in the backfield. He only has 8 rushing yards. We have been able to stop the rush in just about every single game we have played. The pass, on the other hand, is a different thing. We need to do some secondary work, that's for sure. Seattle up 14-0 in the second quarter. Schoolboy pin almost on Shane Vereen by Midas Well. He wraps him up and rolls him just about onto his shoulders as if he's going to get the 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Just spinning him around, just jerking him straight to the ground. Schoolboy out of nowhere, that's for sure. Moving along here, just under a minute in the half. Seattle's up 21-0. Midas can't get off his defender. He manages to, and just totally misses the quarterback. And he gets a big gain on that. 28-3 now. So much for being a huge test for the Seattle football team. Midas gets into the backfield. 2nd tackle for a loss. I think his 4th tackle for the game. He just stuffed. Boom! Eat it. Take a seat. 35-3 now with a minute or so to go in this game. Midas gets double teamed. They are smart to do that. And Baltimore throws a touchdown. A.J. McCarron gets it in the end zone. 25th career touchdown. I think that's T.Y. Hilton. But with a minute or so to go, it doesn't make any difference. Good route, though. He stops on a dime, and Seattle defender goes right past him. T.Y. with his 25th touchdown of the season. But they end up losing 35-10. We dominated in every category. 1 takeaway. Almost 9 yards per play, 120 rushing yards, 203 passing yards. That's going to be the first time in quite some time that Cam Newton is on top of the passing list. Oh, look at that. It says 204. 20 for 26 with 204 passing yards and 1 touchdown. 10 for 13. Only threw the ball 10 times. 203 yards, 4 touchdowns. How ridiculous. DeMarco Murray, 90 yards, averaging 5.2 a play. Shane Vereen, only 10 yards. That's awful. Everyone else is terrible except DeMarco Murray. In the receiving zone, Shane Vereen, though, got 78 receiving yards. That's not too bad. Malcolm Floyd there with 77. Mike Williams, we signed Mike Williams, I believe. We re-signed him as the game went on. 66 receiving yards. Calvin Johnson, Tavon Austin, Brandon Myers. Nobody really did too much after that. Mike Williams with 2 touchdowns. Jermaine Kearse with 2 touchdowns. And T.Y. Hilton with 1. Well, that's going to bring it into the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Come back soon. You know Midas Well's coming back.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the Puma World Order.